Good afternoon, Kate.
Good afternoon, sir.
How are you today?
I'm doing great, thanks for asking.
Okay, so share with me about tell me what yourself.
Of course. Firstly, you can call me Kate. I am 23 years old. I'm the youngest of my two siblings. And I love dogs. That's one of my favorites. And for my working experience, I was a teacher before for preschool as well as in grade school. I've handled inclusive classroom wherein it's a mixed classroom between general students and as well as sped students. It's quite challenging, but I've learned a lot during that time.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from that, during my college years, I was also working as a private tutor for about 4 years. And up until now, I'm still working as a private tutor. I've been working with kids from ages 3 to 6 years old and sometimes up to 15 years old.
Okay, when you mention private tutor, is one to one or one is to how many children?
Sometimes it's up to 5, but the minimum would be up to 1.
What are the age group of the children?
For about 4 to 6 years old.
That's very good. Okay, so share with me what is what kind of teaching methods when you use this private tutoring with children?
Actually, my first time when I was in a private tutor, as a private tutor, it was quite challenging because it was during my second year as college. I don't quite know how to teach the students, how I can teach them that they'll enjoy stuffs. And it was really challenging because sometimes they get bored, especially if they're just listening to me. I realized when my professor told me that when what I see, I remember, what I hear, I forget, what I do becomes a part of me. So in that part, what I did is I mix education with fun, with play. So what we did usually, if we're learning about mathematics, the numbers, so usually I'll ask them to step on the tiles. So this is number 1, and then we'll go ahead and step on the second tile, which is number 2. So most likely I just mix education with playing stuffs.
Correct. So tell me why we should hire you.
First thing for that is I really love kids. That's the first thing I really want. Ever since I was in high school, first thing I want was in nursing, but I realized that when my mom started teaching, I always come to her school, I see the kids. She also asked me to sometimes teach them, and so I did. And with that, I learned to love kids. I learned to be part of them as well. And what I realized is even though I'm not part of the education process up to now, even though I'm in a call center industry now, I'm still looking to become a teacher. So I'm still working as a part-time tutor up to now.
Good. Alright. So if you're selected to work in Singapore, what do you think that you can contribute to work as a preschool teacher?
Firstly, would be as a preschool teacher here in the Philippines. There is quite a difference between the culture of Philippine education as well as in Singaporean culture. I believe in Singapore it's much wider than here in Philippines. So I really want to learn about their culture, any other approaches, any other education stuffs I can use to enhance myself and together to mix Filipino and as well as Singaporean culture, especially with regards to education. That's what I really want.
Right. Okay. So if you're selected for this position, can you describe the strategies for the first 90 days?
For me, just like what I did as a preschool teacher before, and up until now as a private tutor, it's mixing education as well as fun learning or play. So, what I learned from a professor, if you can't take the child to the playground, you have to take the playground inside the classroom. So that's the most effective way that the child will learn effectively, and as well as they'll not just forget about the learning stuffs that you've taught them, but it will be part of them as well.
You speak very good English. Really, it's perfect and not to have strong of the Japanese accent.
Thank you.
Sorry, I hope no offense. Okay, so tell me these 5 words that describe your character.
First, I am a joyful person. I I don't really take things that much troublesome. I take things as a challenge especially if it's really if it's really that difficult part for me that I might get stressed a lot, I might cry sometimes. I take this a challenge just to enhance yourself and as
Yeah.
well as to develop yourself. The second would be I'm a patient person.
Mhm.
That's why I've been a teacher. That's why my professor told me that I'm qualified to become a teacher because I really have like 200% patience, with,
Mhm.
especially with children. Um, Not just that, I also love to explore education. I'd like to explore more about education stuffs, not just to learn for myself and not just to help the kids learn, but it's actually together with the community, with the child, as well as for the teacher itself.
How is your health condition today?
I'm perfectly fine.
Did you tell your parents that you want to work abroad?
Yes.
Everything is okay, right? Okay, so last question. Why you choose early childhood major education?
In early childhood, it's actually much different with grade school or high school as well. It's much difficult because in preschool, it's actually a zero knowledge, zero learning. Like the child will come to school without any knowledge at all. So it's the most challenging part and it's also the most heartwarming part.
It's
We're
not
in
easy, it's very difficult.
wherein if the child learns just the ABC, just the one, two, three numbers, and the words itself or the colors, it's really heartwarming that they'll thank you that whenever they get home, they'll tell their parents that this is color red, this is color blue, and this is number one, this is number two. That's the most heartwarming part.
So if you're selected, how soon can you come to Singapore?
I'm currently in a contract right now that's going to last until August. So hopefully I can start by September sometime.
September or December?
So, September or December.
Can you please maybe change it here? December 2017. Okay, so teacher, now you need to do the presentation and followed by you. Okay? Thank you so much.
Thank you.